The Galactic Council had always ignored humanity. In their vast records of intelligent species, humans ranked among the weakest, physically fragile, technologically primitive, and biologically unimpressive. For centuries, the Council saw no reason to acknowledge the small blue planet orbiting a mediocre star in the Milky Way. That changed when the Exeltrians decided to conquer Earth. The Exeltrians were a warlike species, their empire built on domination. Their scouts had observed humanity for decades, seeing nothing that warranted concern. No natural armor, no energy-based abilities, and no enhanced strength. The humans relied on simple machines and outdated weaponry compared to the galaxy's advanced civilizations. Commander Vikor, a high-ranking Zeltrian strategist, ordered a routine scan of Earth's atmosphere before launching the invasion. This was standard protocol, checking for hazardous elements, potential biothreats, and any last-minute surprises. He expected nothing unusual. What the scanners revealed sent a wave of panic through the fleet. The atmospheric data was horrifying. Earth's air was laced with high levels of oxygen, a gas that, in most species, caused rapid cell degradation and combustion at certain concentrations. Even minimal exposure was dangerous to many advanced beings in the galaxy, yet humans inhaled it daily, their bodies thriving on what other species considered toxic. Further scans detected nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and trace elements that could corrode most known biological tissues. The sheer diversity of microbial life in the air alone was staggering. Countless bacteria and viruses swirled within Earth's biosphere, many of which would be lethal to any non-human organism. More troubling was the discovery of radioactive isotopes, remnants of nuclear detonations. Not only had humanity survived these explosions, but they had weaponized them. The concept of nuclear fission was so feared in the galaxy that most advanced civilizations outlawed it. Yet here was a species that had not only embraced it, but had used it in war against its own kind. Commander Vikor's claws twitched in anxiety. He ordered an analysis of human biology, hoping for some reassurance that these creatures were still weak. The results were worse than he imagined. Humans were not just surviving in this hostile environment, they were thriving. Their immune systems were among the most aggressive ever recorded, capable of neutralizing infections that would have wiped out entire alien populations. Their bones were reinforced with calcium, their muscles capable of adapting under stress. Unlike many species that required specialized diets, humans could consume an astonishing variety of organic matter. They were omnivores, able to extract sustenance from plants, fungi, and even the flesh of other creatures. Then came the most terrifying revelation. Humans were not born strong, they became strong. Their bodies adapted to stress, growing denser, tougher, and faster when challenged. They were, in effect, a species that thrived on hardship. Most intelligent life forms reached a peak in their development and then plateaued. Humans, on the other hand, had no limit. They grew, they learned, and they evolved. Vikor reviewed historical records. Humans had fought wars for thousands of years, constantly refining their strategies and weaponry. Unlike many species that avoided conflict, humans embraced it. They had turned war into an art form, developing tactics that prioritized adaptability and ruthlessness. The Council had dismissed them because of their lack of physical prowess. But physical strength was irrelevant when facing a species that built machines to compensate for their weaknesses. Their technology, while seemingly crude, was deceptively effective. Humans didn't need natural armor when they had bulletproof vests. They didn't need energy-based weapons when they could manufacture ballistic projectiles that pierced through metal. They didn't need to be the fastest when they had vehicles that could break the sound barrier. Vikor's confidence in the invasion crumbled. If humans were this resilient, how would they react to an alien threat? He examined their history once more. They did not submit. Every attempt to conquer them, even by their own kind, had been met with resistance. From empires to dictatorships, no force had ever truly subdued humanity. They rebelled, they resisted, they adapted. A distress signal came through the command center. A Xeltrian scout ship had been intercepted by Earth's military. The humans had detected them. Instead of panicking, instead of running, The humans responded aggressively, launching their primitive but highly efficient jet fighters. The message was clear. Humanity was not weak. They were warriors in the making. Vkor canceled the invasion. Instead, he sent a single transmission to the Galactic Council. Earth is off limits. Do not provoke the humans. As the Xeltrian fleet retreated, Vkor felt a lingering sense of dread. Humanity had been ignored for centuries. Now, the galaxy would have to pray they remained that way. But Vkor could not shake the unease growing within him. The more he analyzed the data, the more unsettling it became. Human resilience wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Unlike most species, who recoiled in the face of overwhelming odds, humans adapted to adversity. They had survived plagues, natural disasters, self-inflicted wars, and even nuclear devastation. Each catastrophe had only made them more determined. What if the Council's ignorance had been a mistake? Vkor pondered the long-term consequences. If humans were given enough time, enough conflict to hone their capabilities, what would they become? It was no longer a question of whether humanity was dangerous now. It was about what they would become in a century or a millennium. He reviewed the final transmission from the scout ship before it was intercepted. A single chilling message had been transmitted before the humans captured the crew. "We see you." It was not a message of fear. It was not a plea for mercy. It was a statement of fact. For the first time in his career, Vkor experienced something unfamiliar: dread. He knew, with a sinking certainty, that humanity would not remain on their small blue planet forever. They would reach the stars, and when they did, they would remember who had once dismissed them.